when she first came up with her dad, and it was one of those things when, you know, she was super shy, and she was like, I don't know, Dad, I don't know if I want to go tell my jokes tonight. And he was like, you got it, you can do it. He's like, the crowd's ready for you, baby. They're hot. They're go for it, go for it. And then all of a sudden, she just cracks this cute little joke, and everybody's like, oh, that's your daughter. That's so cute. She was like, does she have more? Does she have more? Keep going, Bella, keep going. Anyways, so she's been here, she's been doing comedy. She's been doing comedy with her dad so far, and we welcome her back to Paparazzi Comedy. Give a warm welcome to Bella. You guys.
Yay, Bella!
Oh, God.
Yay, Bella!
Bless. He played BTS.
Hey.
Okay.
Go
Hi.
No. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Bella, I guess. Welcome to not having anything prepared with me. I've never done this before. Like, I've never actually, done something, like, when my dad did this last time, he was like, just go up there and tell a joke. And of course, me being, tiny, I was like, okay, but now I'm like, no. Because I don't do this. Like, I'm not a comedian. I don't tell jokes. Do I consider myself funny?
I consider you as a comedian.
Thanks, I guess. But I consider myself a dancer. I dance a lot, literally today all I've done is dance with these two.
And this one.
Oh yeah, and then I'm so sorry!
It's all good.
Because I just met you right now, but today I've been hanging out with him all day. We're fam. But yeah, I guess that my life has really been dancing because it's been something that made me happy, and it's, I don't know how to describe it, I just like to dance. You're not laughing. You're supposed to be laughing at my jokes.
I'm laughing at water.
You said you laugh at my jokes.
I know.
You're not. Okay.
And you paid them to laugh at your jokes? Okay.
I would if I had money. But you're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes, but yeah, I'm a dancer and I like to rap too, but it's in Korean, so I can't show it to people. They're like, you can rap right now.
Do it right now.
Do it right now.
No.
I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you.
Am I allowed to?
Sure, whatever.
Oh wait, she'll do it with me.
I will.
Let's go. Oh, we about to bust out some Korean raps.
Okay.
Cypher.
Second part 4. You can start.
You want the actual?
Oh, he's gonna get the music.
You want the actual music?
Yes.
It's gonna go viral tomorrow.
Can you skip to YouTube part?
I don't know what you know.
It's right at the end.
After they say
I wasn't. Well, this I can pull out.
Just do it. I don't know exactly where it is.
It's here, I'll show you. Entertain the crowd.
Ha!
Entertain us. Tell a joke.
Not music
The chicken joke.
Well, no, I want them to hear music too. So.
that's funny.
Hurry up, Bella. NBC's watching.
Excuse me?
Tell me a joke.
Why did the chicken? No, take your time. Get your stuff
Why
set.
did the chicken She can't even speak. This is a disaster.
I don't know what joke. What joke?
Okay, here, I'll tell a joke. My life, okay. Oh, he got it.
Thank you. Go sit down.
You can't rap. Sit down.
I'm starting from the beginning.
Oh, wait, but we know, Yoongi's part.
I don't know that word is
It's
though.
right near the end. Not all the way at the end, but
Here, we'll be tight.
Wait, no, that's too
Don't
far.
go
That's
back.
too far. Go back.
Too far.
Okay, this is not a comedy joke.
Tell a joke.
Okay,
Yeah. I helped him.
okay,
Go to your first jokes.
why was the skeleton afraid to cross the road?
There.
Okay, because he had no guts. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
I'm guessing he got it.
Oh, okay, he got it. Okay,
Go.
Why did the
Sit down. You can't tell jokes.
If she didn't say it so fast, she would have heard it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Back to the basic, microphone check, coming back, set, hooking, second, get a rap game, with the neighbors, bringing it here to the rap man, did a gang thing, with a gang, get to yeah, snap, such a better, go instance, with gang, with the aim thing, with a nice hand, with a member, pages, come on, we a Rolex, click, clack, to the bang, bang. Tic tac to the power, I'm so high, open no buy, niggas don't jack it, niggas don't buy, niggas more buy, niggas don't jack, open no buy, niggas don't jack it, go jack, niggas don't buy, jumping on down, niggas don't jack, but it's over, no buy, but it's so fly. There you go.
Don't stop.
I don't know the rest. Okay.
The song?
No.
No.
Alright, sorry. There's that. Okay. No, I'm not. I've already danced enough today. I don't need more.
I'll dance
No.
with you.
No, this is not. This isn't a comedy. We're doing a comedy.
She's doing a comedy set.
Yeah, let's get to the comedy.
This is what I told you.
You were
I'm not
going to tell a
comedian.
story. What happened? Story about today.
Okay, shut up. Okay, so let's see. Today I went to Balboa Park with these two, and we planned to. I don't know. We planned to go to just to do like K-pop dances in public, like so people could like watch us. Cause like I don't know why, it just seemed fun. People staring at us while we look like idiots. But yeah, that kind of didn't work out, considering the fact that it's at a park and there's children who are like more occupied and don't want to look at 3 middle schoolers dance. So like that didn't go well. So we ended up walking around the lake, because there's a lake. Wow. And I think we ended up like kind of wandering into like the wooded area where there were trees and stuff. And I don't know how, but we picked up sticks and we were like, if anyone comes at us, we're gonna hit you with a stick, like that help. Oh yeah, and these two being, I don't even know, we were like walking to the lake, right? And like, I'm just like chill walking, and then suddenly they turn over and like, oh my god, look. I'm like, what? They're like, it's a dead fish. I'm like, why? And then they start poking the fish. I'm like, it's dead. What do you think's gonna happen? It's just gonna come back to life and start flopping everywhere? Yeah. That's not gonna happen. It's a fish. It's dead. And like, I don't know why they thought that. Like, they thought like, I'm just gonna poke this dead fish. And of course, me being like, stop it. There's people. There's people. And then, and they kept poking it. Yeah, but and Nolani eventually kicked it in the water. And I was like, what do you think? Why would you kick a dead fish back into the water like it's gonna come back to life? And then she just, I don't know what Yuani was doing. Not about it. And like that was like the highlight, I guess. We played Never Have I Ever. We walked around the lake. And oh yeah, like I was saying, we went back to this wooded area, and like we had the sticks and we were ready to fight because we thought we saw this thing, and it looked like a tent, and it was like down in the woods. We were like, why are there people? Can you be quiet? Shut up!
It's true.
And we were like, we walked down, and we thought we saw a tent. And we were like, okay, there's probably someone sleeping in it. Just quietly stroll by with our giant sticks. And I think like me being like over dramatic, I was like, oh my god, it moved. And they just started running. They just like ran. And I was like, no, wait, don't leave me like this. Because they were just like, nope, yeet, got a blast. And they ran. And they didn't even put into consideration that I'm like the oldest one over here. Like, you're gonna leave me, the old one, behind. You youngins go run. Don't give me that.
Hey, no, wait, but we didn't want to get kidnapped by the homeless person.
But doesn't give you the right to run away from me.
But you wanted to keep going.
Well, because I'm not gonna. Okay, yeah. I don't know, I had something that I was like, well, I don't want to get kidnapped, but then I realized, like, I'm just running into the trap. But yeah, we did that. And then I think we ended up, like, strolling through the woods for, like, an hour. I don't know what we found. We found, like, giant, like I said, we had a bunch of sticks, and we were, like, throwing them at the lake. And at one point, Yuani found something on the ground, and she was like, I'm going to throw it into the lake. And I was like, why? What do you get out of this? And she just threw it. And I like flinched. I was like something's gonna come back at me. like someone's gonna be like, no, and out of the river and just throw it back at me. But of course, it didn't. So I don't know, I found that funny because like I don't know where she got the motive from. She just saw it on the floor. She was like, I'm gonna throw it. I don't know where she got her motive from. But yeah, I have nothing else to tell.
Well, there you go.
There you go. I'm done.
Thank you, Bella.
Yay,
Bella! Go, Bella!
Do I have to introduce this person?
Yes, why don't
Oh,
you
go
bring
ahead.
your dad up?
Oh, yay!
I think you can bring your dad up better than anyone in the world.
Okay, well, this next performer, he, can y'all stop laughing back there while I'm trying to do a set? Be respectful of your elders!
You wanted us to laugh.
You paid them to laugh, so you paid them with pizza.
Wait, why can't we be the comedians? We're funny.
You wanna? Let's go. I brought you here. What you gonna go back?
At least they say they're comedians.
You wanna walk back home?
This one is.
Okay, so like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by children.
More time.
There's some form of child skill.
I get it. I'm annoying. Okay, so this person,
Your dad.
yeah, he's my dad. Oh wow, like you didn't know that. He gave birth to me.
Wait, your dad gave birth to you?
Yeah, it was an impulse thing. Okay. Yeah, he's a comedian. He's my father. Yeah, here he comes. Ooh. Have fun.
Let's hear from my offspring, ladies and gentlemen.
Offspring!
I created that. I am so ashamed.
Me too!
No, let's give her a round of applause. She may never. She said, no, I said to her, you're going to do it in joke. She goes, nah, I'm just going to tell a story, Dad. You don't write material. You just go. I'm going to do it, and I'll have my friends here to annoy the crap out of me. And I think they did a hell of a job. So, and let's hear for Giselle putting this all together.
Sexy mama!
All 7 of you here, this is great. This is, I've worked crowds up to 28,000 people, and I've been on the Tonight Show and America's Got Talent in front of 13 million people. Now I'm here, so my career is officially over. And, no, this is great. This is great. So I like to just introduce myself. First of all, my name is Perry Kurtz. Like as in Perry Como, you may remember him. There was also Perry Mason, Perry Winkle. Now there's a very famous, I don't know why everybody laughs at Perry Winkle, but I do, but I don't want to talk about it to young girls here. But there's also a very famous pop singer by the name of Katy Perry. You've all heard of her.
Yeah, Katy Perry.
Okay, well, she's a woman. I'm a man. Don't make me prove that. I proved it last week. She said, oh, you're Jewish. Thanks for getting that one. Oh, even your daughter got that one. Great. All right.
Tell me later.
Carly lost it. She's over there. Yeah, I am 66 years old and I have a 13-year-old daughter. You know, it's weird when I say that in comedy clubs. Women all do the same thing. The eyebrows go all the way up to the hairline, and they all go, ah. Like there was some sort of magic. No, it was just the best 10 seconds of my life. And
Wow, thanks.
all right, 5. Not your life. I mean the creation part. But I'm very proud of my daughter. A lot of people tell her that she looks like me, and she gets really offended by that. So don't tell her she looks like me.
Please
She
don't.
hates that part. But I'm happy. I'm happy to be alive at 66. I've done a lot of TV. I'm still in good shape. I can still dance. And the snake. I don't know why this is so funny. I don't know. People get hysterical when I do the snake. It's probably because I used to be a male stripper. And, hey, I'll tell you when it's a joke. But that was my first job when I got to San Francisco in 1979. I was the MC in a male strip show for women. I just say it was another strip show for women. 'Cause, a lot of the guys in San Francisco in the early 80s, let's just say they were extremely happy, very friendly. They were helpful guys. They were kind of guys who would bend over forwards for you. And glad I don't have to explain this stuff. That's really good. So I was there. I was emceeing the show, and one night a bunch of women yelled, "We want you to take it off." And they were blind. And I said, "Okay, but you're going to laugh." And so I would strip down and have like 13 pairs of bright color underwear, run around the stage with my underwear around my ankles, and I'd make a lot of money, and it was great 4 years. And then AIDS got a name. They gave it a name. Before that was called the monkey disease. That was the name, and nobody believed it was that. And they said, "Oh, we got AIDS." And I said, "I'm leaving and going on the road." And I started traveling. I was doing 45 weeks a year on the road, playing in comedy clubs. And then I got into the Comedy Store in 1989 as a paid regular, went down auditioned, thank you.
How much did they pay back then?
Back then, I was getting $250 for a 20-minute set in the main room.
Wow.
And I was doing 4 shows a weekend.
Look at that.
That's not bad money. And then there was the other one, what they call the original room. I was getting 35 or 50 in there, and then I could go upstairs and do 2 sets in what they call the belly room. So I was making $1,300 to $1,500 a week in one building.
Look at that, and that's Hollywood here, and you guys didn't even have to go all the way out there.
That was back then.
So look
Then
what it
in
is
'95,
now. Okay.
they raised the rates of the parking meters 5 times. That was to drive everybody to the parking lots because they were getting 22% tax on the parking. So the club went down and they dropped the $250 in the main room down to $45, and in the other room $10 and $12.
Wow.
So I said, that's it. Took the family on the road. But back in 1990, when I first moved down here, I met a very lovely lady online, computer dating, back in the early days of computers. I've been on the internet since 1985, so believe me, I go way back. But in 1990, they didn't have pictures yet. It wasn't like now where you can see who it is. All they were letters, and they were so slow they would actually build themselves dot by dot. So you would type a name and it would go boop, 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 boop. That was the P alone. By the time I named finished printing on the screen, my wife made a sandwich, ate it, digested it, and made another sandwich.
I can quote all his.
So we went out. After about 3 days of talking on the phone, fell in love, and she was in love with me all the time to the Comedy Store. Back in the days, that was before Arsenio Hall had a show. I was actually writing jokes for him. And Richard Pryor was there. David Letterman was coming down. One of my best friends, Milton Berle, was stopping in and doing sets. Robin came in. Robin and I started out together in '79 in San Francisco doing improv together. And I worked with him 2 hours a week for 6 years. So yeah, we would do shows together, and he would have me come in and I would do like an hour with him. But I do this musical thing later on, which I'll show you in a little while that he can't do. That's because he's dead. But other than that, no, when he died, I got a call from his wife because I know him that well, and I didn't sleep for 9 days. It just tore me up. But in those days, everybody was working out of the Comedy Store. It was just an amazing thing. And then when the money fell out, I said, well, that's all right. I'm going to go on the road. See, when I met my wife, what I didn't know is we were going out for 6 months, and then she invites me to her house. And I walk in, and there's a guy sitting on the couch, and there's a baby crawling on the floor, and there's a little boy and a little girl. And I said, honey, who are these kids? She goes, oh, I forgot to tell you. I have children. And I'm looking at the 2 doors trying to think which one is going to get me the hell out of the house quicker. Well, there's an old saying, don't get involved when somebody has baggage. My wife owns Samsonite. Well, I fell in love with the kids. They did not know their fathers. So one day at dinner, I gave everybody a little gold ring, and I got down beside the table, and I said, I'd like to ask the 4 of you to marry me. Everybody said okay, except for my son, who said, yeah, whatever, can we have dinner now? So they're going to discuss every joke for 20 minutes after it. We'll send you a transcript, you can work it out. So we got married at City Hall. Now, anybody here been married? Anybody ever got married? Anybody in the room?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Yeah. Did you have a nice wedding? And we got married at City Hall. City Hall is not as nice as the bathrooms here. Okay? I walk in, I go up to the counter, I go up to the guy, I go, hi, we'd like to get married. I go, oh yeah, you like to get married. I said, well, yeah, we want to get married. He said, oh yeah, we do Maui. We Maui you here. Okay, can we get married? Yeah, we Maui you right now. You sit down, we call you. So we sit down, kids are playing. All of a sudden we're, Sarah and Perry, please come in. It's the same guy now, he's wearing a judge's robe. And he's speaking perfect English. The accent had gone out the window while we're waiting. I guess he took the Rosetta Stone or something. Calls us in, he starts reading, and he gets in, and he goes, now Sarah, do you take Perry to be your lawfully wedded husband? She goes, I do. And he goes, and Perry, do you take these people to be your family? And I said, sure, why not? I'm here, right? Right. See, it was a stupid thing to do. Guys, you got to be careful what you do because, see, women remember every stupid thing we do forever.
That is the truth. The truth.
They never forget, and they save it to throw it right back in our face when we do something stupid 25 years later.
Absolutely.
So, yep, it doesn't matter what it is, they do that. So we got married, and we went on the road. We traveled around the country for a while. We worked a lot in the South, which is where my wife is from. That was part of the reason I fell in love with her on the phone. She's got that Southern accent. Hi, how are you? You ever talk to somebody in the South? They have a Southern drawl. It's called a drawl because they drawl the words out. They don't just say hello, they go, hi, how are you? What's up? And my wife has a favorite phrase, I'm going over yonder. You ever heard that? Yonder. I've looked at 157 maps. There is no place called yonder. I don't know where she went, but she always came back. So we went on the road. We settled down for a while in South Carolina, right across from her father, good old boy, which is where my daughter gets a height from. He was 6'4", my father's 5'10", and that's why my daughter's going to be taller than me.
I'm 5'3".
And we moved across the street from her father, Jimmy, who knew everybody in town. After we got there, he threw a big party for everybody. 250 people on his back property out on the backyard, and he had barbecues going. And he calls everybody together, he goes, hey everybody, come here, come here. Hey man, come here. Hey Bobby, come here, Bobby. Put the gun down, Bobby. Don't aim it over here. Put it down, Bobby. But no, I know you got bullets. Just put the gun down. Everybody come here. Everybody makes a big circle around us. And we're all standing there. He calls back and goes, hey everybody, I want you to meet my new son-in-law. This is Perry. He's a real Jew boy. The whole line of people goes, and from the back of the line I hear somebody go, I never seen one before. Afterwards, people are walking up to me, a lot of tall guys are looking at the top of my head. They're all like looking at it. I said, what are you looking for? They said, you ain't got no horns. I said, I had them replaced to another part.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. You're not supposed to get that joke. But
We're
they
not
do.
5.
Kids know everything. You don't worry about it. They see everything. They know you can't sneak anything by the kids these days. They know everything. You can spell first 2 letters of a 21-letter word. They know what you're talking about.
That's
believe
true.
me.
That's true.
That's true.
Except for
True
me.
that. True that.
Please stop.
No,
Stop
you
it.
Stop. Stop. Get out of here. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop. So we lived there, we moved back here, moved downtown. We were living down on Spring Street before they rebuilt it. And my wife wanted kids. I did not want to have kids because back in the 60s and 70s, I did my body weight in drugs. I must have smoked a ton of pot, maybe a gallon of acid, I don't know. But I was afraid that if I had a child, it would be born, with like an extra arm or a finger sticking out of its head. So I didn't want to have kids. My wife was on the pill. Then one day she says, guess what? I said, what? She goes, I'm pregnant. And I looked at her and I actually said, any idea who the father is?
One of the reasons she hates you to this day.
That's one of the reasons. And she looks at me, she said, you're the father, get used to it, grow into it. So I said, okay. I sat down on the bed, she walked out of the room. And I tried to grow, and then I watched my wife grow into being a great mother. She really is a great mother. But I watched her grow. She gained some weight. She gained some weight. I think she gained like 112 pounds. I don't know, as the joke I came up with is, she's so round that if you pushed her sideways, she would roll back to a standing position. She's choking on that one. She's lost that weight though. She lost it once Bella was born. She popped that weight right out. And then 5 weeks before Bella was due, my wife started having horrible pain and the vein in her head was popping out. Looked like a little finger growing out of there.
Please.
So we rushed her to the hospital. downtown, and the doctor said, Mr. Kurtz, we've got 20 minutes to get the baby out of your wife or she's going to die. And I looked at her and said, can you give me about 30 minutes to think about that?
Oh my God.
He says, what are you, a comedian? I went, well, as a matter of fact, I am.
That's another one she brings up.
He said, it's going to be a cesarean birth, so you're welcome to come in during the operation. I said, okay, so I'm waiting outside. I'm nervous as hell. I never had a kid before. I don't know what to expect. I go in, and he's got to cut her open, wide open. He's got both hands inside of her, and he's pulling parts out and dropping them back in like he's lost a watch in a drawer. You know, he's dropping socks back in. And I leaned over. I said, do you have any idea what you're doing? He goes, hey, this isn't my first rodeo. I said, how many times you done this? He goes, 4 or 5. 4 or 5? He goes, 1,000. Are you okay? Finally, he pulls her out and he hands her to me. Now, those of you that have kids, how many people here have kids that you know of? Anybody? You guys? Any kids you know of? Look at that smile on his face. You got dozens, don't you? Yeah, they're all over the place.
I'm innocent of all charges.
Sure you are. Anyway, think back to the first time you held that little baby. It is the most magical thing. Now, people say that when you have a child, it does change you. It really does. Because when you have a child, you become more accepting of other people. You learn to tolerate people for one simple reason, because all babies are complete assholes.
Yes.
They don't know anything but what they want. They don't care about you, so you learn to tolerate other people. Now, as they grow up, they adjust a little bit, some of them. So I'm standing there holding this little tiny baby, and she was really small. She was 5 weeks premature. And I started to cry. And I'm holding her, and the doctor actually said to me, do you want to cut the cord? And I said, she's plugged in? He goes, no, the umbilical cord. And I looked and said, you're going to give me scissors? And so they led me over, they put me on a little platform, they gave me these blue scissors. Now, I thought that the umbilical cord was just going to cut with these scissors. I thought it was going to be like this. No, it's like steel. I go to cut it, and it's squeezing out of the scissors. So I'm chasing her umbilical cord around on her stomach. And they're laughing. They're hysterical. They got a high-8 camera. One guy's cranking in the back. He's got the curtain over his head. They're calling their friends. And then he came out and said, oh, we do that to everybody. I went, oh, you're real funny. You're the comedian. So they held that cutter, took her home. We named her Bella because we think that means beautiful, and she is gorgeous, at least to us anyway. Of course, as a kid, you know, if you got girls, you know, they never think they're good looking. Girls always think they're ugly. It doesn't matter what the world thinks, and I tell her all the time, if everybody thinks something, they must be right. Right?
So I'm not allowed to think? Is that what you're saying?
No, I told don't think unless you're getting paid for it.
I'm just not going to think now.
I get 100% of the door charge tonight, so that's right. But about a month and a half after she was born, she was in the bassinet. And she was sleeping, and we were all in the other room watching TV. And my wife decides she's going to go to bed early. She wants to watch a cop show. I said, all right, we're going to watch Disney. And I thought, you know, it's kind of weird. You're going to watch cops, or we're watching Disney. So she went to bed. Now, I got up, and I went walking into the bedroom, and I hear, and I jumped because I thought the devil was in the apartment. Did you ever hear the devil? He always sounds like, I'm Lucifer. I just wish the devil would sound like Ethel Merman. Come out dancing, hello, there's no business like soul business, you know. So I keep on walking, and then I hear it again. And a smell hit me. And my eyelashes and eyebrows burst into flames. And I fell to the ground. And I crawled into the bed with my wife. I said, honey, what is that horrible smell that came out of the baby? She goes, oh, it's from the baby food. We give it to him at night and it gets the gases out. I go, I wish you could have warned me about that. She said, well, get used to it. I said, okay.
You gotta expose
A couple months later, my wife and I had a little discussion about some TV show, and she wanted to watch something else. So I figured, I'm going to get even with her. So I waited until she was asleep, and I ate some baby food. And I waited until my stomach was actually going, and I crawled into bed, and I woke her up. I said, honey, pull my finger. She pulled my finger. She goes, oh my God, what's that horrible smell? I said, baby food. Good night, honey. And I went to sleep. So now my little baby's 13 years old. She's this tall. So thank God she's almost as big as me. She can protect me when I say something stupid, which is a lot.
So smarter than you.
Yes. That's not tough to be, you know. When your IQ only has one digit, it's easy to be smarter. But I've been very happy that I have my daughter here. I'm happy that I'm still doing comedy. Now I make all my money entertaining seniors, like older seniors, like 80 and up, and they are crazy. They are insane because they all think they're going to die tomorrow.
Me.
They do. So they say anything they want. It doesn't matter. And they're all shacking up. They're all getting lucky. There's an image you don't want in your mind, huh? That's what they're doing. They're all doing it. And I did a show about 2 weeks ago in Lancaster, and it was a little room about this size, and there were 22 women and one guy. And that's usually the way it is. One man, 10 to 20 women. And the guys always look tired for some reason. They're getting worked to death in these places. And I was talking to people, and they were great. They were heckling each other. One woman told the other one, "Shut the hell up." You know, and then somebody brought in a tray and put down and said, "Oh, good, we're going to have something to eat." And one lady goes, "If you like old women." Oh, jeez. And then the guy in the back of the room goes, "That's why I'm so tired."
Mood.
Problem with doing senior rooms is sometimes they'll put somebody in, they'll roll them in a wheelchair, and they don't even know they're in the room. That's the truth. They see me come in, they turn up their hearing aids and they can hear me, and they turn them back down. Or there's one all the way in the back of the room snoring.
Me. You sound exactly like how you snore every night.
Really? Yeah, I know. I do. I have a snoring problem.
A problem. It's a big problem.
It's great. I bring my own heckler.
That's me.
Yeah, but they are a lot of fun. It's the convalescent hospitals. Hospitals are worse. I did one hospital where everybody was in a wheelchair, and they brought in one woman strapped to a table, and they strapped her head down, and they stood the table up like Bride of Frankenstein, and she was strapped there like this, and every once in a while she goes, and I said a joke, and nobody laughed, and I heard all this laughter down the hall, and I said, "Wow, I'm killing down there," and the guy says, "Don't say killing in here." But they are fun. They do have their own set of jokes that they like. An older couple is driving along, they get pulled over by a policeman. Policeman taps on them and says to the guy, "Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?" And he goes, "'Cause you're a jerk." No, you don't say that to police. "I pulled you over because you're doing 65 and a 35. And the guy goes, "I was not." And his wife goes, "Yes, he was. He was doing 70 before that." And the husband goes, "Just shut up. Stay out of this. You shut up. No, you shut up. Shut up. Shut up, you old bag. You piece of crap. Shut up." And the cop leans, he goes, "Do you guys always argue like this?" And the wife goes, "Only when he's drunk."
I love my father.
Thank you. Older couple goes walking past a wishing well as they come out of a restaurant. The husband throws a quarter in and makes a wish. The wife throws a quarter and she falls and it drowns. And the husband goes, "Wow, it worked." The guy's sitting in the bar crying. His friend walks up and says, "What's the matter? Why are you crying?" He says, "Oh, I had a big fight with my wife." He goes, "So why are you crying?" He goes, "She said she wasn't going to talk to me for 30 days. He goes, "That's great. So why are you crying?" He goes, "The 30 days is over." Another one guy's crying. His friend says, "Why are you crying?" "My wife says I don't listen to her when she talks." His friend says, "So what does she say?" He goes, "I don't know. I don't listen to her when she talks." Lady, 95 years old, walks into a bar. She's got a parakeet on her shoulder. Bartender says, "Sadie, why do you get a parakeet on your shoulder?" She says, "Any man that can tell me what the parakeet weighs gets to take me home." Bartender says, "All right, everybody, Sadie's got a parakeet on her shoulder. If you can tell her what it weighs, you get to take her home." Guy walks up and goes, "Sadie, let me guess, 5 pounds?" She goes, "Close enough, let's go." But they're happy, and that's the most important thing. You got to do what makes you happy in life. If you don't do what makes you happy, you're going to be miserable. So do what makes you happy. Live your life. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up the shit. Anybody remember that? All right, now I want to do something really different for you. In January, February, I am going to be on a TV show. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called The Late Late Show with James Corden.
Yay!
And I'm going to be doing what I'm going to do for you now. Thank you. How about a round of applause for our sound man here? Let's hear it. Great. They don't got to look at your ass. That was really good. All right.
Love you, Jimmy.
Yeah, the kids are into K-pop right now, and
I have no idea what that is.
that's
Korean pop.
Korean pop.
Okay.
Rock and roll from Korea. And when they rap, they do K-rap, which actually spells
K-rap? He just
crap.
called it K-rap. He just called it K-rap. He just called it K-rap. Oh my god, I'm having a seizure. He said crap.
All right, this is called a keytar, because it is a combination of a guitar and a keyboard.
Wow.
Right there. Can you turn the volume down on this one, whichever one's plugged into, so there's no hiss? That's good, all right. All right, so this is a keytar. I bought this 25 years ago. I bought this in a Ralph's Market. I did. It was over the freezer section. Have you ever looked over the freezers?
Yeah.
There is shit there you didn't know existed. I saw an 11 slice toaster. Not 10, not 12, 11. 2 slots of 5 and one on the top. Like this guy was so wrecked, I'm just gonna put another one right there. So I bought this thing, and this is what I'm gonna be doing on there. What I want you guys to do, I want you to help me. We're gonna sing a song called Louie Louie. The younger people may not remember this, but the part you get to sing is Louie Louie. Oh baby, we gotta go now. Ay 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 ay, I said a Louie Louie. Oh baby, we gotta go now. Ay 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 ay, here we go. This is a song called Louie Louie, and I hope you people will give it a try. Oh look, he went out to get you a drink. He got himself one too, yeah, that's just what I think. He brought it in and then he actually just sat down, and she took her drink and then she put it on the ground. Now he's whispering to her, let's make fun of him, let's see how long we can go until he slips right in. I said a Louie Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. Ay 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 ay, I said a Louie Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. Ay 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 ay, now she's talking to him, look at that, he actually kissed her right on the hand. Obviously you know what to do, you understand, cause you know, let's face it, honestly women control the world, and if you're smart you gotta bow down to the girl, because they got everything, you know, and they got what we want, you know, and you know what we want. I'm trying to be upfront. I scared you, didn't I? You thought I'd say something else there, but now we're going to try and do it. Here, everywhere, everyone, Louie Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now, just me. Ay, 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 I did a Louie Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. Well, that person was sitting there, got up, I guess, to get some other stuff he needed to do. That's all right, because I'm going to stand here and work this stuff just for you. Look, you've been here all night, and I appreciate the fact that you even came down. That's all right, you're the Commodore, so you got no choice, you got to hang around. It's your job to be here and represent all your friends who couldn't get here because they're in there with their faces down in the beer. So now I'm going to do a thing I call karaoke, and this is what I'll be doing on the show. There's a thing, like I said, karaoke. Do not try this at home.
Like so terrifying. She's like. Is this allowed? Is this allowed? Is this legal? Is this legal? Is it? Best part.
Don't technology. It's tongue technology. Tongue technology.
My tongue's bleeding and you're all laughing. That's sorry.
Pain is funny.
Pain's very funny, especially when somebody else is. Wait, now I sound like Daffy Duck. Hey, Wabbit! I made my daughter choke. All right. Louie, Louie. Oh, baby. Oh, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. Said a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now.
Can we go Curly?
Ay, 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 ay. Well, my name is Perry Kurtz. My daughter's name is Bella Kurtz. This is the lovely Giselle. Our sound man. They're gonna be dancing the K-pop later on.
Yeah! Yeah!
My daughter will do
Join us.
auditions next year.
Join us.
Make sure you let her know. She'll be rapping, dancing, and jumping around. I'm glad you came in and you hung around, but I think that's enough for me. I think it's time for me to go. I want to thank all you for sitting here through my show. Good night. Thank you.
Bueno
K-pop now.
Bueno nachos.
Let's dance K-pop.
What?
Yeah.
What is this thing?
As I said, the senior show. Show's over. Safe to go back to your rooms.
Can we give it up for Perry?